What do you do when your happiest news feels like a secret you can't share? When that long-awaited something finally arrives, and the first feeling after joy is a knot in your stomach. That moment when you feel like sharing your news is dimming someone else's light. Stay with me and find out what happened. Happy Friday. Welcome back. I'm Sandra, the host of the Unfiltered Truths podcast. Here we dive deep into crazy, messy, hilarious stories of life. Sometimes the heartbreaking ones. And today I'll be speaking into what happens when joy feels like betrayal. Many of us have walked down that road, I'm sure, and you can relate. But first, remember to be subscribed so that you can have more of these honest, raw conversations. But to those that have been here since we began, thank you so much for the love, support, and encouragement. With that said, let's get right into it. Where do I start? Jesus Christ. So there was a time in my life where me and a friend of mine, we constantly had conversations, when you're from like uni, and then you have like a whole laid out list of the things that you want to do, you want to achieve, your career goals, what your career path should look like. So we sort of both shared the same. So one day, I get a promotion. Had really worked for it for years. And eventually, it came through. I was excited. I was like over the moon. I had this feeling of joy that I couldn't contain. And yet at the same time, I just couldn't share my news with my friend because at the time she was going through a phase of job search and was facing rejection after rejection. So I had to hold out on sharing my news because I felt like I was betraying her. Remember, we had all these plans, all these goals, but life happens for us all in different ways. So I stayed for weeks, days, until 3 months without sharing. And then when I did eventually share the news, my heart sank. I felt sad. Instead of being happy, I just felt sad. And I remember feeling like, what did I do? Am I rubbing this in her face? So that was the feeling that I had. But I know the biggest problem is when we love someone and they are hurting, we feel their heart too, which is okay. Like it's an innate thing for human beings. But oftentimes we confuse the fact that them going through whatever they're going through isn't as a result of whatever good thing that is going on for us. So we confuse, we misunderstand those two things, and it usually creates that betrayal feeling. So, what do we do when we are in such a situation or a scenario such as that? The fact that we are torn apart sharing a good news and fear of betraying the other person, usually there are consequences that come with that kind of feeling. And the cost is hefty because it robs us of pure, unfiltered joy. And oftentimes we build relationships that are inauthentic because I can't explicitly tell someone I got a promotion. So that means that your friendship is not built on truth. Yeah. So you find that that's going to be very hard, and you need to be with people with whom you can share your joys, regardless of what they're going through. And I know now that if a friendship or any bond that you're in can't handle the two, your joy and their pain, that's not worth exploring or investing in. It's something that I learned the hard way, but now I know better. So, what do we do? What are some of the solutions of how we could navigate this? So, how do we break free from the cycle of holding out our happiness in fear of betraying another? Firstly, the first person is tell yourself that you deserve to be happy for the achievement you have got, and you're not the cause of the other person's pain. That's number one that you should do. Talk to yourself, and that's fine because that's the reality. The other thing that I love to do is you lead with compassion, like be compassionate in the way you tell someone about your joys or your wins. I usually love to say, I have some exciting news that I would like to share with you, but I'm also holding space for you for the season that you're going through. That only signals that you do acknowledge that they're going through a painful phase of their life and you empathize with them. But you still want to share with them your achievement. But most importantly, I think it's wise to curate the squad that you want, that you know will genuinely celebrate your wins. Like you want to come and tell someone about your win without necessarily moving on eggshells. So yeah, have the people that you know, these ones, even if I told them that they're going through some shenanigans, they'll handle my wins with, they'll be like, yeah, like they'll hype you. I mean, it's their drama. So those are some of the ways that you could do. But there are many others. You can also share with me in the comment section what you do on your end. So as I conclude, I want you to know that your joy is not betrayal. And the fact that your friend is going through something painful doesn't mean that you're the cause of their pain. Handle sharing your wins in a wise way. Curate that squad if you must. Talk to yourself. But most importantly, show compassion to those that are hurting. Don't let your good news keep you in the dark because you fear to outshine. But before we close, if you liked this message, it resonated with you, remember to like. I can't stop saying this enough. It only signals that these conversations are important and they matter. But most importantly, share the video and subscribe. Together, we shall reach many more people and have these conversations. Let's get them started. I can't wait to hear your story in the comment section. Bye. Thank you for listening. I value the time you've put in to watch this video. Thank you so much from my heart of hearts. If this message resonated with you in one way or the other, please subscribe. The purpose of this podcast is to bring hope, restoration, and resilience. Let's share this video with every one of us that we know is going through something and needs comfort.